Good afternoon, everyone. This is Ms. Roberts here with your end of course update for spring 2019 end of course exams. I'm just bringing this message to you to go over our schedule for testing that we have coming up starting on the 22nd of May. So what's going to happen with our end of course testing, similar to what happened in the fall, is our schedule will become adjusted so that we can have the maximum testing environment for our end of course subject area. So just to review, state end of course exams, these would be the ones that are tested on the blocks shown below. English 1, Algebra 1, Biology 1, and US History. If you're not in one of those four courses, your schedule will still be adjusted. You'll still follow the change of the schedule. You just won't have a test during that testing block. But if you are in English 1, Algebra 1, Biology 1, and US History, you will have a test during the testing block. And also new for this year, English 2 will be having a field test during the testing block. So not only will we have English 1, but also English 2. And these exams will count for 20% of the student's grade and cannot be exempted. All students in those classes must take the exams. We'll have all the rest of our exams, so all the other classes that aren't English 1, Algebra 1, Biology 1, and US History, all of those exams will still take place May 20th and 21st for seniors and June 3rd and 4th for everyone else. But I wanted to go ahead and review with y'all what the schedule was going to look like coming up on the 22nd, 23rd, 29th, and 30th, in case you needed to communicate that with if you ride with somebody or an employer, just so that you can make sure that you are where you need to be so that you don't get counted absent for a time during the day that's at a different time. So let's just kind of go through here. Wednesday, the 22nd, will be our first day of a somewhat altered schedule. We'll still go in our regular order, first, second, third, and fourth, but we'll start second block at 9:35. So that's a little bit earlier. Normally it's 9:45, so you want to make sure that you're paying attention to the schedule and getting where you need to be. And we'll be testing second block EOCs during that time. Then on Thursday, 5:23, we're going to start our day with third block. So when you get here on the 23rd, you'll report directly to third block. Then we'll go to fourth block. And fourth block on Thursday, the 23rd, will be the time that we will be testing our end of course test, followed by halftime, second block, and first block. The next week we'll roll around. We'll have that Monday off with Memorial Day. Then we'll have kind of regular school day on Tuesday. Wednesday, the 29th, we will go into our alter schedule, and we'll start with second block that day. So Wednesday, the 29th, start with second, then go to first block, where we will have our end of course test for first block, as well as if you were in that History 202 class and you need to take the US History end of course, that will be the time that you'll need to report to Coach Thomas and take that end of course test, followed by halftime, third block, and fourth block. Thursday, 5:30 will be our last day of end of course testing. We'll start that day with fourth block. Then we'll have our end of course testing during third block, followed by halftime, then second block, then first block. So we'll kind of work backwards that day. So our very first day of testing, we'll work forwards like a normal schedule. Our last day, we'll work backwards, starting with fourth block, and then really pay attention to those days in between, that Thursday the 23rd and Wednesday the 29th. They're a little bit different that day, but I did try to keep the first half of the day and the second half of the day together. I have provided with y'all a handout with these times in it so that you can have it and be able to keep up with it. It's also going to be available on our school website and, of course, with this video. Just a few other notes for you. Makeup exams will begin immediately following the first testing session. So if you miss the very first testing session, as soon as you get here, the next class period or whenever it is, we will start with makeups. We will also be having the writing exams for English 1 and English 2 on Tuesday the 21st, and that will happen pretty much just in your English 1 and English 2 classes. But if you have English 1 or English 2 fourth block, then I'm working with your teachers for you to be able to take that test during first block, because we need to give you enough time to take the test during the day. So we're going to go ahead and start that during first block. Some students with accommodations, you might test by subject. So your teacher that provides you those accommodations will be communicating with you about when and where you need to be heading to take those tests. We'll have regular exams for seniors on Monday, the 20th, during third and fourth block. So on that Monday, the 20th, come to first block, come to second block just like normal, then take third and fourth exams during class. Then on Tuesday, you'll come to first block and take that exam, and then come to second block, take that exam, and then seniors will be done. So that is a great time for seniors to check in with their teachers at halftime. Just make sure that you have made sure you've done everything that you need to do, because 5/21 is the last day for seniors. All senior coursework, makeup assignments, tests, seat time, recovery, anything that you need to get done must be done by the 21st in order for you to walk across the stage for graduation. All final grades and ranks will be stored to transcripts at that time. So it is just imperative that you get everything done that you need to do before the 21st. Best practice would be to get that stuff in, whatever you need to do, by the end of this week. So that way your teachers have time over the weekend to get stuff done, because we will have exams and we will store grades. And if senior exemptions should already be put in if you qualify. That's something you can talk about with your teachers on the 7th, and it's also on page 17 of the student handbook. And if you exempt an exam and still decide to be at school during that time, you must go to your regular class. You're not allowed to remain anywhere in the school unsupervised. Then finally, going into our 9th, 10th, and 11th grade exams, those will happen on the 2 last half days of school. Monday, June the 6th, we'll have our first and second block exams during that time period. And then Tuesday, the 4th, we will have third and fourth exams. So with those being half days, really all we'll be doing on Monday is first and second block exams, as well as lunch, of course. And on Tuesday, all we'll have is third and fourth exams and, of course, lunch. If you did already take your EOC, so that's that English 1, Algebra 1, U.S. History, and Biology, or an AP exam, you will not have an exam during that time. You've already exempted, or you've already essentially taken your exams. So you're exempt from that exam period. But of course, talk with your teachers to find out if there's anything else that you need to know about that, if there's some final project or something that you need to get in. But same as the other grade level, as the seniors, if you have exempted an exam and you do come to school during that time, you still have to go to that class for that period. You cannot remain kind of roaming around the building unsupervised. So that's just a general overview. Hope to get y'all all the details that you needed. You can always shoot me questions at eroberts@lex3.org, or of course talk with your overtime teacher or your general teachers, and they will work with you on getting any questions answered that you have. So have a great time. Best of luck with your exams. I know you put in a lot of hard work. Let's finish strong and get it done. Thanks so much.